From the News Channel 5 Network, this is Inside Politics.
Hello, everyone. I'm News Channel 5's political analyst, Pat Nolan. Welcome to Inside Politics. It's proving to be one of the most vexing and now one of the most politically polarizing issues in dealing with the coronavirus pandemic. How do we get our schools reopened safely? Nashville is among many communities facing this challenge. The director of Metro Public Schools, Dr. Adrienne Battle, this week released her system's latest plan to restart instruction in early August. The 86,000 students will attend classes virtually only until at least Labor Day. Dr. Battle is our guest on Inside Politics. Dr. Battle, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Great to be here today.
You outlined a plan last month that was going to be a mix of both in-person and virtual learning. The virus has now spiked both in Nashville and in Tennessee and across the country. The city's back in a modified phase 2 plan of its reopening. Is that the reason you're pretty much limited to just doing virtual learning?
Yes, it was definitely a huge factor in the decision-making process. Moving to phase 2 was a motivating factor. When the mayor made his announcement, we were in the middle of planning for the two options. I mean, as you mentioned, for the in-phase and the virtual. But we started to shift our focus. And however, it isn't just about the reopening plan. We can see from the metrics the city collects that we're moving in the wrong direction right now. So we really just need to take the time to get a handle on the spread of the virus, or else MNPS will just be another vector.
The other Middle Tennessee counties around Nashville are opening with a mix of both in-person and virtual learning. Why can't Metro do that? Is it not possible because we have a different reopening system and authority system than what the surrounding counties do, with the states doing it and Metro's doing their own?
Well, I think simply we have different realities. I mean, quite frankly, we aren't other counties. We are experiencing some of the highest numbers to date. Our rate of transmission is high and our positivity rate is high. The only comparable county is Shelby, and they've delayed opening schools by a month. However, I was of the opinion that we need to get started now to address the social-emotional learning needs of our students and to make sure that we're engaging our students academically. So I hope that my colleagues in surrounding counties will find success in their plans, and they can open successfully in the structures that they deem appropriate given their local context.
There will not be in-person classes in Metro until at least Labor Day. Is that any kind of a firm date, or is that a placeholder for parents as they're trying to plan for the school year?
Well, I hope not. I hope our decision to delay was a wake-up call that we need to take the virus seriously and wear a mask, practice social distancing, and taking other responsible measures. I'm not going to knowingly put our students and our staff into harm's way with numbers being as high as they are right now. And so it is my hope that right before Labor Day or soon thereafter, that we can safely return our students back to our schools and our facilities.
How much lead time do you need to get the schools ready? I mean, you want to start back in person after Labor Day, but do you have to know a week or so before that to get, or even longer than that, to get schools ready for the parents, for the kids to be ready to come back to school and the teachers and staff be ready for them?
Well, I'll answer that question in two ways. I'll respond. My goal is, as a director, to give at least a 2-week notice to families and staff once it's safe for us to return to our school building. So I'm trying to work on at least a 2-week time frame to allow everyone to adjust their schedules and to be prepared for the face-to-face scenario. The reality is for us is that weeks and months ago, we realized that we could be facing various scenarios going into the start of this school year. We have one of the earliest start dates, which is August 4th. And so our team has been hard at work over the last several weeks and months, really planning for various structures that we could open with. And so it's not a matter of if we're ready. We're ready for face-to-face learning. It's just a matter of when we can open our facilities to welcome all of our students and employees back.
I think it's fair to say that both here in Nashville and across the country, people were not happy with the virtual learning that was done last spring. It was put together very quickly and on the fly. What can you tell parents about how virtual learning will be better this time around when you start it in August?
Well, I think what we experienced back in the spring was very unprecedented. I mean, we were facing a global pandemic that, quite frankly, we hadn't experienced before, and there was no playbook. And I've been pretty transparent about the fact that there was no playbook to address having to have that extended closure at the end of the school year. We had state waivers that essentially ended our school year at the end of the third quarter. And so our obligation at MNPS was to stay engaged and connected with our students and providing as much educational opportunities, experiences that we could. And what we were able to do was to create a plan, which we referenced as Remote Learning 2.0, that allowed for those enriching opportunities to happen in a very asynchronous environment, but also keeping students connected and engaged with their teachers and their classmates. It was an emergency response, if you will, to the extended closures that were truly unexpected. And so going into the fall, what our families will experience will be much different than what they experience in the spring. We are essentially trying to replicate as much of the face-to-face experiences in the virtual setting. There will be asynchronous and synchronous learning opportunities for our students, where our teachers will be teaching live, launching lessons, differentiating their instruction to meet the needs of our students. And as I've mentioned over the last couple of days, we're going to prioritize social emotional learning for our students because we know that they've faced significant challenges over the last several months.
You face such a diverse population, both of the students and your parents. Are you ready for the English language learners, for parents that can't speak English? Are you ready for the specially abled and the handicapped, who Metro also has to provide services for? Are you ready to provide them a better experience this time?
Absolutely. And, you know, we're fortunate that we're a very large urban school district. Those special populations are not new to Metro Nashville Public Schools. We're a very diverse learning community. And for years now, we've been working towards providing high quality experiences to all of our students, whether they be exceptional education students, English learners, or students who just simply have high needs.
Dr. Adrienne Battle, the Director of Metro Schools, is our guest on Inside Politics. She's talking about the challenges and the opportunities of reopening schools in Metro. Back to continue our conversation after this break.